Hey, hi everyone. I'm back with another interesting video. This time, this is definitely an amazing updates. For the first time, I have explored Pega, and this is Pega's Gen AI blueprint. I have explored a lot many AI tools, almost 300 AI tools. But if I have to rate any of the tools on the top three, Pega Gen AI Blueprint is definitely in one of the top three, especially for the enterprises. This is definitely going to blow your mind as well. For some people, they think that hey, I'm not related to Pega. This video is not for me. But honestly, this is for everyone who is working in an enterprise software environment, and this is for enterprise related use cases. So far, I have seen Microsoft Copilot. I have seen a lot of Power Platform related AI and many other low code, no code related AIs, but definitely every AI there is trying to generate something for the developers, something for the end users. But then there is AIs that is missing the key part of basically Gen AI for an enterprise solution in a right way, create a blueprint. So, creating a blueprint is 50% of the whole solution. And AI helping us with the thoughts which we don't have earlier, that is what Pega's Gen AI blueprint is doing. Another interesting part, they are giving this for free. So even if you're not from Pega, and even if you're not going to use Pega to develop anything, and you can use any other tool later to develop it, either it's low code or professional code, but for creating a blueprint for your solution, use this free tool where you can just go ahead, create an account, come to pega.com, and here in the pega.com you can primarily go to learn, or learn Pega, get started with Pega Gen AI blueprint. Click on this, you just create some account with an email ID, and you should be able to use this tool. So what this does, so let's go ahead and create a blueprint. Once the outcome is seen, you will get amazed by yourself by looking at the outcome which it has generated. So building a blueprint, it starts with showcasing some of the industry related blueprints. I'm going to create a new blueprint. I have created some blueprints in the past to just test how good this is. And now let's go ahead and create a new blueprint. So at first glance, it has given some industries and some use cases. I felt this is very common in every tool. There is definitely themes, but this is just the beginning. These are not themes. These are primarily the domains, and then later they have used Gen AI really, really be good to get the use cases out of it. For example, let's say that I wanted to look into, let's say, insurance domain, and I wanted to do a policy management system. So I'm clicking insurance, I'm going to next, and here it says group benefits, personal property and casualty, commercial property and casualty, and then I'm saying other. I don't want to select what is existing because sometimes we feel that oh, it's already all there. No. So let's say other is selected in insurance. I wanted the policy management system. So primarily it has all the functions of policy from inquiry to, let's say, from inquiry to issue, refund, claim, and deactivation. So let's say that I wanted any all the policy related activities. So next, now the magic of Gen AI happens. Now I have thought only few ideas, but then this Gen AI looks into this use case in details, and then it is going to give us a lot many case studies, a lot many use cases, or a lot many scenarios which is needed for this solution. So let's see what it comes up with. For the people who knows Pega, the terminologies are very good for them. So they call it case type, and then they call it workflows, and they call it life cycle. For us, let's understand these are the scenarios. So inquiry is a scenario, policy issue is a scenario, refund is a scenario, claim and deactivation is a scenario. Now, if I click on generate more, it will try to come up with few more use cases which are related to this. If you see this, it has come up with endorsement, renewal, claim, LASP, surrender, underwriting, all these different types of use cases. So these are something which I have not said, but still it has come up with few more things. When I say, if you want to add more cases, you can also manually add, or if you want to add few more cases, you can also go back and give the context to it. Then it understand more context, and it will be able to generate more scenarios for us for our use case. As I said, this is use case driven. If you see here, so here they are giving the preview: inquiry, policy issue, refund, claim, deactivation. Now let's click on next. Now, what it does is life cycle of each scenario. It's trying to go ahead and create a life cycle. The important part of each case, the important part of each scenario. Where does a scenario starts? What happens in this scenario? And where does the scenario ends? That is called primarily the life cycle. So it is going to generate a workflow, a life cycle, and also its related data model. For example, for issuing a policy or for the inquiry, what is the data tables that is needed? So it is going to a case study, life cycle of inquiry. So these are all the scenarios it has come up with. So it's a inquiry, and in the inquiry it has policy inquiry, capture the information, collect customer details, verify policy, retrieve policy details, process inquiry, generate quote, process the inquiry, generate the quote, issue policy, conclude inquiry. So validate the customer eligibility. So in each phase, what is happening? This is the life cycle of inquiry phase. Conclude the inquiry, issue policy, generate quote, issue policy, conclude inquiry. For example, let's say that in refund case, let's go ahead and see in a refund case. So capture information from the user for refund, review approval, payment processing, document update, case resolution. So this is in refund. And what is the data model, case data model? So for a refund to happen, this is the data table, or this is the uh, data that is needed for this refund. So here you get the data type, field name, everything. So for any kind of use case, you need the tables that should go in the backend database, right? So that is generated through this. So this way you can look into any kind of for example, let's say claim, and we can see what are all the tables, table data fields that is needed for this. So this is way better than any other tool that can generate for this kind of use cases. As I said, this is very dynamic. If you go back and then choose something, or if you give more context, it is going to generate further. So this is the case study, life cycle of a claim: capture information, claim validation, claim assessment, claim approval, claim disbursement. And then I'm clicking on next. So now what it does is it identifies the objects. What are all the objects are, for example, in this, it's a policy inquiry, policy issue, policy refund, policy deactivation. So it's kind of an case, as I said, data models. What are all the data models? These are associated to data objects. So it has found out some of the objects, and then now it is going for a very important and interesting thing that is called personas. So it just has given only one persona, let's say issue insurance underwriter. Now if I click on more, now it will give us more personas. For example, in this I need claim adjuster, customer service representative who works with customers, insurance broker, policy holder, beneficiary. If you see this, it has created these different person. Yes, in my policy management system, I, I need all these different types of personas. If you want to add a persona, you can definitely go ahead and add a persona. Now, if you need more, what happens is that you think of only few scenarios while developing some requirement, but then when AI thinks of it from the data which is already present for from its database for a long time, then it gives us some of the ideas which we miss while developing a solution. So it's like some expert looking at our solution and then helping us creating more ideas, giving us more data that is needed. So here, if you see that legal advisor, insured party, finance manager, risk manager, insurance agent, all these personas have been created. Yes, all these people will be using our insurance or policy management system. So when I click on next, so now we have come to a summary page where you can actually see all it has generated. So here, if you see that it has started with inquiry and then policy issue, refund, claims, deactivation, and all other renewal. So renewal and other things. So if you see this and I want everything to be downloaded, so I click on download PDF. It is going to download the PDF. So with this all, so now it has what is the policy management system that is going to do, and what are all the different types of scenarios which has in this, and what is the life cycle of it. In each life cycle, in each step of the life cycle, what are the things that is going to be done with this, and then what kind of data table we need for achieving this actions in this scenarios or in this life cycle. So this has actually generated everything that is needed. Now personas, everything including personas, if you see at the end, it has given me data objects, what are all the data objects and what are the personas. If you see, these are the personas that is needed. So this blueprint is super useful. This blueprint is super useful for anything which we are doing. So this can be the first beginning point for us, and then if you want to download the blueprint, and this blueprint can be imported into Pega to generate a new app. So this is kind of an for next step. However, whether you are using Pega or not, I'm not suggesting to use Pega for doing that, but you can use this blueprint which is generated with the help of AI, because to do the same thing, because I'm working in IT industry for the past 15 years, I know what is the pain of creating such a blueprint from what user says, what the requirements are. Now with the help of AI, with just few clicks and very few information, we can get the perception from a very experienced AI view. And now end users, the business analysts, and then the developers, everyone get a very good view of this blueprint for the solution, and this can be discussed further, and you can take this and develop this in any of the language which you need it. So that's something which I really liked it. The way they have developed is really good. If you want this the outcomes to be super better, give a better application context. The other tools, they are primarily focused for developer, are primarily focused for the end user. Either you ask a question, you get an answer, or you ask some help in the development and you will get the answer. But this one is use case centric, use case oriented. Now I want everyone to go ahead, go to pega.com and go to Pega Gen AI Blueprint and give it a try for yourself, and you will get amazed at what it can do for your use cases. And thank me later for this video. Have a good day.